life is painful, bro. Like, even the good parts are. Every time you want to go talk to a girl, it's gonna be uncomfortable. I remember the first time I got under 4 plates on each side in the squat rack. Did that feel good? No, like, it was painful. It kind of sucked. I mean, afterwards it felt pretty good. After I talked to that girl, it felt good too. But the golden rule I've learned in life time and time again is that progress equals pain. And that's why today I want to talk to y'all about a few things that for most of my life, like, I ignored these things. I wanted to be oblivious to them because accepting them inevitably required like a certain degree of hurt, a certain degree of pain. So when I quit my software job to pursue personal training, I found this gym in Boston, Sports Club LA it was called. It was like this luxury high-level gym, and I was like, that is the gym that I want to train at. The problem is they required their trainers to have prior training experience. I didn't have that. They required their trainers to have a bachelor in exercise science. I didn't have that, maybe computer science. So I applied online, didn't hear back. I went into the gym, dropped off my physical application. They were like, oh yeah, we'll give it to the personal training manager. Didn't hear back. So I called, I talked to him on the phone. He told me why I wasn't qualified, but I didn't want to give up. So I went by the office, talked to him in person, and eventually that persistence paid off. I got an interview, I got the job. But here's the thing, I put myself in a position where I was reliant on this one guy giving me a chance. Like, that's the gym that I had to train at. And if he hadn't given me that chance, I would have been devastated, bro. Earlier in my YouTube days, I found this videographer who was gonna shoot and edit the new channel intro. And back then, this was gonna be a huge deal. I was so hyped to have a really cool channel intro. I planned this whole video around it. We spent a day shooting. He spent a week editing it. He sent it over. And I'm not lying, man, that shit sucked. Like, I wasn't even good at editing then, but I looked at this and I was like, man, if I just edited this in a few hours, it would have way better than this. I can't use this. I'd already paid this guy and I didn't know what to do. Like, I was shattered because I didn't have a backup option. I just expected that he was gonna come through and it was gonna work out. And what I've had to come to terms with here over the years is that people suck and they will always let you down. They will never do what you're expecting them to do. Your friend's gonna be supposed to help you move the next day. Well, guess what? He gets hungover. He doesn't even hit you back up. Your boss says, you know what? Yeah, we're gonna give you that raise next month. We got you, bro. And then you go in and he's got some excuse, even though you did what you said you do, why you're not gonna get it. Human beings are inherently self-centered. Like, we're all worried about our own shit, and that means that you and I both, we're also gonna let other people down. And when that inevitably happens, you can't get butthurt and mad at other people. Like, in our business, when someone we hire lets us down, Julia gets all pissed off. Or when one of our friends lets us down, Julia gets all pissed off. And I'm like, Julia, you can't be mad at a tree for being a tree. That's like my favorite statement, meaning that you can't get mad at a human being for being a fucking human being. It's happened before, it's gonna happen again many more times. So in those moments, the most important thing is to be like, okay, who cares? I'm not mad. What can I do next? How can I adapt to keep this moving forward? There's one thing that all men know is that dating is complicated, right? Girls suck. They tell you they want one thing, then you do that, and then they don't actually like that. She says she wants to keep hanging out, but then she ghosts you. You approach her and she thinks you're creepy. Like, it just doesn't make sense. If there's one thing that every dude out there who's figured it out with girls and who's consistently getting laid knows, it's that this is 1000% bullshit. It's a stupid story you're telling yourself. And I realize now, I told myself that story because if dating is complicated and girls suck and dating apps don't work, well, then that means that it's not my fault, right? It's their fault. I'm not doing anything wrong. Ready? I'll explain dating for you in 30 seconds. It's super fucking simple. You see a girl who you're attracted to, you don't like think about what you should do. You just go talk to her and then you ask her, do you want to hang out sometime? And then guess what? When you get her phone number, you don't just text her and see if she can keep responding. You actually set up a date that week. And then guess what? You show up on the date and you ask her, hey, you wanna come back to my place after? You don't just kind of hope that sometime she might stumble into your bedroom half naked and something might happen. Boom, that was less than 30 seconds, I think. So when you're sitting there thinking, but I'm not sure if she likes me, I'm not sure what I should say. That is you making it complicated. That's your brain thinking of reasons why you shouldn't take action because you're afraid you're gonna get rejected and it's gonna hurt. Guess what, bro? I've been rejected hundreds of times. Did it hurt? Maybe a little bit, but you gotta get over that shit. There's another girl you're gonna see tomorrow. Like, dating is actually extremely simple, man. And the sooner that you accept that, the sooner that you're gonna actually start seeing results. raw workout complete. The funny thing is that here in Sevilla, they close the gym at 2 p.m. on Sundays. We've been waking up at like 11 a.m. because of the time difference, and they're about to run us out of here. But I gotta say, that post-workout pump feels so good. Almost as good as a freshly Manscaped body. Luckily for us, today's video was sponsored by Manscaped. Not only is the Lawnmower 4.0 the best tool for manscaping your chest and abs to reveal maximum muscle definition, and it makes it easy to manscape down below the belt, but did you know that 1 man every hour is diagnosed with testicular cancer? In fact, testicular cancer is the most common form of cancer for men ages 15 to 35. And the reason I bring it up is because Manscaped is partnering with the National Testicular Society this month to bring more awareness to this issue. And it makes sense, right? Manscaped products help you trim and maintain that region down below the waist. So they want to remind you while you're down there to check yourself for testicular cancer once per month. Like I mentioned, my favorite product of theirs is the Lawnmower 4.0. Its ceramic precision engineered blades and skin safe technology allow you to get a close trim every time without risking any nicks or ingrown hairs. It just helps you look and feel your absolute best. As always, they're hooking us up with a secret code you can use to get 20% off plus free shipping at Manscaped. Just click that first link in description to pick up your Lawnmower 4.0 and learn more about how to check yourself for testicular cancer. So I've painted, sometimes I'd say, a pretty negative picture of my past. I've told you how deathly afraid I was of girls and how much pain that caused me. And it's true, but there was bright spots in my life as well, right? Like I always had friends, loved playing basketball. My high school career, as I mentioned, was a little bit marked by low confidence, but I had a great AAU career. My parents were loving. I love my brother as well. I did really well in school. I'm not trying to brag or to flex, but the point is that whenever I confronted these negative feelings of being, not worthy of women, for example, I would immediately hide from that and distract myself by telling myself the story. No, I'm good. I'll just go hang out with my friends and play some video games. I'll just go play some basketball. My life is good, bro. But here's the thing. When I finally did start to confront all of that pent up pain and frustration, and that was more in my 20s, right? After I graduated college, and I finally did face that fear and force myself to approach all of these girls and go through a couple years, really, of a lot of rejection, something amazing happened. And I didn't only overcome the fear of girls, and I didn't only finally prove to myself, yo, what the fuck, yo, I can actually get girls, what the hell, man, I didn't know that, but I developed this deeper belief in myself that anything else that I was afraid of and that I had been avoiding, yo, maybe I can do that too. That's what allowed me to finally be consistent uploading YouTube videos and putting myself out there, even though I was afraid of being judged by other people. And my friends, they did make passive aggressive comments about, what, really, bro, you're doing YouTube? Kind of cringy videos. That's what allowed me to have the courage to invest, a large percentage of my money that's saved up into these different businesses, Edge, the Beastly app, new camera gear. I've been scared to do that, not knowing that this is gonna, lead to a profitable business and a good return on my investment. But I know now, I literally have the knowledge in my head that even if I stumble at first, and have some awkwardness, some rejection, some lost money, that I have it in me to figure this shit out. So whatever you've been hiding from, and for a lot of y'all, it's probably, confronting your fear of being rejected by girls, but whatever it is you've been hiding from, I cannot urge you enough to tackle that immediately, because hiding from it, you're just hiding from pursuing the rest of your life and becoming, the man that you truly have the potential to become. I got a question for you. What are your biggest life goals? For me, some goals I had were, I wanted to get a girlfriend. I wanted to start my own business. I wanted to buy my own house. Another one, I wanted to hit 1 million subs on YouTube. And what happened with each of these things? Well, I looked forward to it and I anticipated it for so long, right? And when I hit 1 million subs on YouTube, I popped some champagne. Julie actually popped the champagne by accident in the car. It broke the windshield. But then the next day, it was just, all right, now I got to plan the next YouTube video. We bought our first home, moved into the house, and y'all know the story. We lived there for 6 months, realized it wasn't even the right location we wanted to be at, and we sold it. My first girlfriend, that was a huge one for me. Years of anticipation. Once I got her, I took her for granted. I kind of neglected her, and a year later, she broke up with me, and I just wanted to hook up with other girls. I didn't even appreciate it that much. And they've actually done psychological studies that show that our brains are very good at adapting to the situation, meaning that some amazing moment, I'm not saying it's not going to feel amazing, but in the moment, it feels a little bit underwhelming because your brain adapts to that high. And the same thing goes for lows. You can have some crushing defeats in life. You break up with someone, or they break up with you, you know, you break a bone, you get fired from your job, and of course it sucks, but you actually adapt in that moment, and the world doesn't end. We always think things are gonna be way better than they actually are in the moment, and we always think things are gonna be way worse than they actually are in the moment. And this means that you can't, or you shouldn't live for these big wins. Yes, set goals, work towards those goals, but if all you do is just like, you know, once I get that house, once I get that girlfriend, then I can finally, you know, relax and be happy with myself, well then you're never gonna be happy. Like, what I try and do now is to be really, really proud of myself for those smaller wins. For example, you film and edit a really dope video. When I'm watching it, I'm like, bro, this video is sick. I'm so proud of this video. Like, it makes me happy to see this. You approach a girl, maybe you get rejected, maybe it doesn't go well, but you walk away like, I'm a man, bro. I saw that girl I wanted to talk to, I talked to her, and I need to be proud of myself. Maybe you don't have the house yet, but maybe this year you maxed out your Roth IRA. You finally started investing. That is fucking dope, bro. I'm happy for you. And don't get me wrong, this is something that's tough to do, but I try and remind myself as often as possible to think this way, because like, that's how to have a happy life and actually be happy day to day. And if you're happy day to day with these small progress that you have control over, like, that's the only way that you get to the big wins in the first place anyway. A little post-workout, kind of like a late post-workout meal, very late breakfast at this spot right here called 100 Montaditos, which roughly translates to 100 little bitty sandwiches. Julia, huge fan of this place.
I love it. It's literally €1 for a sandwich.
I mess with it. I say I love it, I mess with it. But yeah, it was 10 euros for all of these sandwiches, 2 bottles of water, some French fries with salsa on them.
So this one is a tortilla española, and it just has like a little aioli sauce. I like to add a little fry.
This one right here is a little like chicken bacon with some salsa on there. Very consistent, 7 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
So something that's very uncomfortable to think about and to accept is that I'm gonna die. You're gonna die. Death is inevitable. And when I think about it, at times it can be very depressing to be like, at some point, everything's gonna be like black and darkness. It's not even gonna be black and darkness. It's not even gonna like be, I'm not gonna be in existence anymore. And I think it's important to remember this though, and to remind yourself about this, because it's true, right? Like, we all start the same, we all end the same, and I guess it's what, you know, happens in between that kind of defines who you are. And I'm not saying that to be some motivational talk that you don't want to look back on your deathbed, son, and realize what must have been or what may have been. But I do think it's important to remind yourself of and just contemplate from time to time. You know, for me, when I'll do it, a lot of times I'll be going through a period of a lot of stress and anxiety, not allowing myself just to be like happy. And then I'll be like, why am I doing this? Like, I'm gonna die at some point. What's the point of torturing myself along the way? And this is actually something that your boy Marcus and the Stoics are really big on, just contemplating this shit. It just puts things in perspective, man. Like, why are you gonna put something off that you want to do? Your time is limited. You need to spend time with the people you care about, and even if it leads to a little bit of like negative energy, at least you're being fucking real with yourself. Like, that's what's gonna happen. And the good news is that we all got an edge drop to look forward to later this month. We got our V2 Tech joggers. These are our cargo joggers. I'm a big fan of the ankle Velcro here to get that perfect tapered ankle fit. This is our enhanced mesh tee. Simple logo there. Perfect fit on the arms. We gotta drop him on this one right here. Make sure you're following Edge on Instagram so you don't miss out. If you made it to the end of this video, I appreciate you, brother. Hit that thumbs up button. Seriously, it helps out the channel. If you're new to the channel, go ahead, click subscribe and turn notifications on, because I drop 2 new videos every single week and you don't want to miss them. I will talk to all of y'all in the next video. Stay beastly.